and really the crux of what I'll talk to you about today is what we call our business operational strategy, or as everybody calls it, the BOSS now. The BOSS tells us the direction for everything. Key to our business is our financial performance. Obviously it's really important to involve our customers. We've got some internal processes that we need to help us deliver what customers need. And underpinning that, there is enablers that the business needs to deliver its internal processes to provide its customers with what it wants to achieve our financial results. Those of you who have been walking around the stalls will have seen quite a lot of reference to lean. We've adopted really in everything we do. You'll see it on a lot of the slides. You'll certainly see this band on a lot of the slides. We do everything in what we call SQCDP, safety, quality, cost, delivery and people. Meeting agendas around SQCDPs to make sure we get the right balance. So once we've got the landscape from which to develop our strategies, we started looking at what are our financial objectives for our business and how do they relate. Obviously increased long-term shareholder value is the most important thing for us. Without shareholders we don't have a company. Obviously to satisfy shareholders we need predictable financial performance and a profitable order intake. And clearly delivering things on time and budget are rather important, particularly with the state of the Treasury's purse. And to do that you've got to manage the relationships but also offer cost-effective solutions. In terms of our internal processes, we need to deliver against integrated plans. We have to develop those strategic relationships that we want, not only with the customer but also with our supply chain and other stakeholders, regulators being one. And we've got to innovate our products, we've got to move forward. So difficult things for us, but we've got to make sure we keep innovating the product. Obviously it's key to what the product does. And then the enablers, we clearly need to learn from our experiences. We've got to organise to deliver multiple products. We don't just do submarines, we have some more minor contracts. We also have, we're involved with the aircraft carriers. We've got a project looking at the replacement for Trident. So we're not just a one project company. We did some analysis on our current performance. So at the end of the day, if it's ticking along fine and we're achieving that objective, how important is we put improvement activities into that. And as you can see, there's a range of percentages, and there's obviously, as you would expect, the enablers scored a lot higher because the enablers really support everything above. We've understood the landscape, we've identified what our strategic objectives are for the next 5+ years. We've then gone through an analysis of our performance, identified what our priorities are. From that, it's really important to make sure that having priorities, we can manage the whole thing to make sure that we can satisfy really the board, the business, that we are still performing well as a business, even though we've got priorities in terms of our improvement. So what we've done is, I'll look through these, we've attached some key indicators to all of our strategic objectives. And on a monthly basis, these key indicators, we go through a RAG status. But it's a way of simply seeing where our strategic objectives are in terms of their indicators and where potentially we need to maybe juggle some focus around in our business. Okay, so we've got our strategic objectives. We've got a way of monitoring those strategic objectives on a regular basis. What we now need to look at is what are the improvement initiatives we're doing today against our strategic objectives. So what and I'm sure everybody has suffered initiative overload. When you're needing to improve, we tend to try and improve everything. And this was going back to Hoshin Kanri, this is trying to give the focus and the direction. So we needed to understand all of the initiatives we were doing, how they were contributing to our strategic objectives. So first of all, we needed to understand, based on the priorities, what did we need to do based on today's performance. Once we understand what we need to do, we need then to look at what's the current process strategic level, performance level, and then what's required. So we can start seeing where our improvement initiatives are, what they're forecasting to deliver in terms of performance, and what the gaps in the performance. So what we soon found is we were doing an awful lot of initiatives, but they were not really going to satisfy what we needed to do as a business.